You are listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is Shamaya Reed at I Am Refocused Radio. Man, we have another bonus show for y'all today. We're talking to a music guest, Tina Tara. She has a new song that it's been dropped recently. It's called Worth It. And we're going to figure out all the stuff behind the scenes. And just to bring it to the show, welcome to Iron Focus Radio, Tina. How you doing?
Hey, Shamaya, how you doing? I'm good.
Oh, it's good, man. So you've been working, like you've been busy behind the scenes. You've been doing a little bit of traveling. So, man, catch up the audience a little bit on all the great stuff you've been into in the music industry.
Well, I've released my first song as Tina Tara in August this year, which was Arriba, which is a song with Spanish and English, and I produced it with a really great producer that I've been working with for quite a while now. I think it's been a year now, and he heard that I was speaking Spanish, so then he said he wanted to have that as part of the song. So that was quite a fun experiment, and then it turned out to be quite a cool little party hit, which I brought out as first representative single in August. And we shot the video in London. I had the pleasure of editing the video as well, and then we did the same for the new single now, Worth It, which came out on the 1st of November. And I had a lovely trip to Los Angeles where I stayed for about a month, and we shot the music video there with a friend of mine who's a videographer. And it was a really cool, fun experience and a little bit of an experiment also for me, co-directing and for me editing afterwards. It was just really, I think like we pushed the boundaries, and I'm trying to do that with what I'm doing lately, especially, and in the future as well. I'm just exploring and seeing where the wind blows me, where my limits are and how I can push them and how I can grow and get better.
And what's cool about the video is it's almost like a movie. Like you and your team, you create it as if, it's like you said, you got some acting in there. It's not just like you're lip syncing or whatever. Like you say, you're pushing the boundaries in. Talk to us about all the prep that had to go into doing all that. Cause it's not like you just show up and then boom, y'all bring the camera out. So what was the process like putting all the pieces together?
You would probably be surprised, but it was a little bit like you just said, turn up and take the camera out and shoot. I got to LA, quite early in October. And I was there for the first week by myself and caught up with some friends and had some writing sessions and stuff. And my videographer friend Jason Schultz, he's actually in LA. He lives in LA. He only got there a week after I arrived, and it was just us two. There was not a team involved. This is just a duo work, and as far as the concept is concerned, it changed as we went on. Like, it was quite a funny thing because the first idea or the first concept was just to create visuals and be very creative and not really have a storyline to it. And I got inspired by LA. I always get inspired by Los Angeles when I'm there, and I love the place so much and the people around and stuff. So I kind of wanted to create a little sketch in the beginning. So I auditioned a few, I did not really audition, but like online audition kind of thing, a few actors. And I found someone, which funny enough, the day or 2 days before we actually wanted to shoot that scene. And we didn't really have a pressure because Jason and we were flexible with our timing. So it was literally just picking the days that we wanted to shoot. And I was there for quite a while. So it wasn't so hard to like we didn't have to have it done by a certain time, so we could really play around with ideas and be a little bit more like children actually, which sometimes quite fun to be. But I had this actor and he was going to do it, and for some reason I had a feeling like it would not be it would just not be the right outcome. And then I decided to play it myself. So I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm the guy in the video as well.
Yeah, so, I saw the different shots. That's why I was like, Danny, like, did you have a whole team? Because like the creativity and how you shot it and how you were acting at the same time. It's like, man, this is really dope. This is fly. So all that takes a lot of work. So when you were doing all these different scenes, like, were you just like free for all and just capture the moments and edit later? Or were you kind of like, as you were going, were you starting to see how you wanted to piece together?
I have a little bit of I had an idea of what shots to put in what part of the song. But we did shoot a lot of stuff that was not taken. It was all in all, it was 5 shooting days, and we knew that we wanted to have all these different scenes, and we actually wanted to take one in front of the green screen as well, which then we canceled because it was not necessary. We had enough stuff. I think there's a lot of things that we've learned about it, or especially I learned because I'm not a videographer, and Jason was just amazing. He was directing most of it, or the great majority of it, and then he was my stunt double, obviously, because he's kind of the same height, and it kind of turned out to be quite funny because the shots where I needed to be in the background, and you see me also in the shot, like I couldn't act myself twice, so he was doing that, and we just honestly had the best time ever. And that's, for me, I think I've started doing a lot of meditation and manifestations and stuff this year. And for me, it manifests that whatever I do, I want to do with a positive attitude and with positive energy. And I think that as soon as you do that, the energy will transmit to people. So I didn't want to have this song, because for me, this song is a happy song. Every time I listen to it, it makes me feel better. And I wanted to just communicate that with the video without having too many boundaries and too many restrictions and being too serious and be like, oh, now I have to look like this, and and need to be like whatever, and a sex symbol or whatever women have to portray in this life. I just wanted to be free and to act it out and to see what's happening and kind of had to have a little bit of fun in it. So that was what I didn't even know what people were going to say about it. It was just, I think Jason and I just really wanted to explore this part of the song that wasn't there yet in a visual. So yeah, it's quite fun.
What's cool is that, from London to LA, how many people can say that they're doing that? They're catching flights to do projects. So for you putting yourself out there as a creative music artist, what's your favorite process when you get to team up with creatives like that and pretty much have free for all? Like, you just go and make magic happen.
I think that it really depends on the person I work with. So everybody there's so many different beautiful ways of creating that I don't want to put any boundaries to it. I feel that there has to be guides. There has to be guidelines, of course, and I wouldn't work without a system. I'm from Austria, so we are kind of strict in the way that we've been brought up. However, I like to just feed off the other person and also listen. I'm not perfect in anything that I do, so I always wanna know what the other person can improve, or maybe they have a complete different idea that's just so much better than what I've been thinking, So I don't think that there is anything that I can say is my favorite part, because I love all of it, and I love everybody that I've worked with so far, especially on my new project on Tina Tara, on all the positive vibes that I'm creating and all the colors and everything. The main stuff comes from me. But some people just give me, even just with a word or just with a sentence or just with their attitude or their energy, they just give me so much fuel for creation. And I think that it's just a really creative process that cannot really be predicted. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about it.
And since the last time we talked, you definitely been upping your brand and your marketing. So what's some of the things that you've been practicing now or implementing into your marketing strategies as an artist?
I wouldn't even see the marketing strategies. That's an interesting thing, because from the outside, it might look like I've just sat down and I've just analyzed the market and I've been like, okay, what's the market like? So I want to fit in there. So I'm going to do this. And it couldn't be further away from the truth. I felt something deep inside where I've always, for years, I felt something that I wanted to do that I just didn't live. And I knew that I loved the music that I did, but there was just more energy, there was more passion, and there was more drive, there was more positivity in me that I was just not able to live out. The only thing that I've changed was that I've really rigidly changed my morning routine, which I actually advise everybody to do. So my morning routine has changed, and although I've always been training and going to the gym or going dancing and all that kind of stuff, I have changed the way that I talk to myself and about myself. And I have worked on my mindset, on the way that I am approaching things, goals, dreams, my daily routine, and the way that people come to me, the things that people tell me, the things that I hear in the news and stuff. And it was a step-by-step thing. I think it was probably not just something that I was just like, oh, now I have to do this. It was just a natural process that I was just going through. And I always like to find solutions to problems. And this was just the next step. And it automatically, together with the music that I was creating at that time, because I've been writing with Anthony since October last year, and we've been creating all this music, and it's just a lot of the tracks that are going to come out I've already have finished since beginning of the year. I just held them back because I wanted to, see what I'll do with them, or how I put them out. But it was just a natural process. And then I actually came to Los Angeles in July. And as I said, I just draw a lot of energy, a lot of positive vibes from LA. I cannot even describe it. It's just what I do. And I love the sea, love the weather. I love London just as much, but LA has a different vibe for me. So I was there, and I went to this pop-up shop, and I got these pink glasses. It was like these pink shades, which you see on a lot of pictures that I'm having. And I don't even know how, but they have just triggered everything that you see now. That was just the start of everything you see now. It was the way I felt when I was wearing them, and then I kind of changed my last name because I always wanted to, but I never found something that I felt was suiting what I was presenting. But then suddenly it just all fell into place, and I just fell forward. I just went for it, without being scared, without being too cautious about where it's going to lead me. I was just going for it. And the more I did that, the better it felt. And the better it felt, the more I wanted it. And then suddenly people were catching on to it, because I think that they felt the freedom that I was feeling. So that's kind of the process that it happened. And now I'm just intertwined with all this stuff. And actually, when I have a great day, when there's a day where I feel exhausted or tired, or it's gray outside, then I just put on the most colorful outfit I can find, and immediately it switches me to my mood. It's just my trigger. So yeah, that's the one.
And you talk about mindset and kind of like just going for it. So music artists out there listening, I Am Refocused Radio, talking to the one and only Tina Tara. You mentioned about routine. You change your routine, and that's part of mindset control. When you make up your mind to do something, you just go after it without looking back. So for music artists out there who are still, I guess you can say, building their craft, building their, weakness, being the best that they can be in their creative space, what would you say to them whenever they feel like they're not hitting their goals, but maybe I don't know, they might feel like it's not coming fast enough?
I'm learning more and more that speed is not everything. A lot of the time, your time will come when it comes. Is as simple as that. I've always been pressuring, and I can easily call myself a workaholic, simply because I don't see a stopping point. But the quality, or it's also a craft to stop and just listen to yourself and just listen to your body, and be patient, and just feel how it feels to you. I feel like a lot of people trying to copy what's out there, or trying to find a very fast fix for whatever they want, but nothing quality-wise, nothing that has quality will ever have a fast fix, I think. And in terms of meditation and that stuff, meditation can be anything that brings you into your own zone, where you're just with yourself and you find your own bubble. And it can be writing music, or it can be going to the gym, or it can be writing down all the positive stuff that you have in your life, and not thinking about the negative stuff, which is actually one of the most powerful things you can do. But you need to be ready to do that. I think that a lot of people hear about meditation, they hear about mindfulness, they just don't know what to do with it. And sometimes you might just have to go through that tough time that brings you to that moment where you actually want to be mindful, and you want to focus on those kind of things in life. And that might be the trigger. So just be patient with yourself and accept whatever is the present, and everything will happen, and everything happens for a reason. That's actually really true. And I love saying that to myself.
I'm sure people heard the words, nothing works until you do. So sometimes we just gotta, like you've been saying throughout the episode, you gotta just go. You can't just be like, worry about this and that, or how fast your goals might be accomplished. You just gotta go after it. You just gotta make it happen. So as you're doing this, I mean, you're looking back and you see you got multiple projects that you dropped. They're out, available on multiple platforms. As you building momentum, 2019 is starting to wind down. What's some of the things that you're expecting from yourself in 2020?
That's a good one. I have a plan, and it's not a plan like written it out. It's just that I have a vision, and I think that's the first time that I had one in that way. And I will release more music, obviously. I'm already working on the next video. Some collaborations coming. And I am planning to do a shift in location. So moving somewhere else. But I will not drop that news before it's actually a tangible goal. So I think that my main goal in general is to have a positive influence on everybody around me. I think that from before, where I was a person that wanted to create music for herself, and wanted to achieve goals, and obviously wanted to, inspire people. Now my main goal is just to create music that just gives good energy out, and just makes people, whatever positive impact it has on people, I want to have that. So I'm working with different producers. I'm working with different writers. I'm going to work with the different artists, and some of the songs I'm going to release next year are already out. Some are still in the making. So there is a lot to come, and I cannot wait.
There you have it, man. That is Tina Tara. And you can go to her website, tinataraofficial.com. Before I let you go, when you see things around the corner, your new goals, your new assignments, your new work, what's one thing you want people to always remember when they hear a Tina Tara project?
I always want them to remember that every day can be lived in the most positive way, and we can conquer it with a smile. And that's exactly the message I want to give to everybody.
Boom. There you go. Once again, talking to Tina Tara on I Am Refocused Radio. Make sure you go follow her on social media and visit her website. Once again, that website is tinataraofficial.com. Check out her new music and stay in touch with what she's doing in the near future. Like she said, she's working with new producers and she's going to be dropping some exclusive news to be announced at a later date. But once again, thank you, Tina, for being on the show today.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
Awesome. Like we always say on every single episode, keep God first, stay focused, and peace.
This is Gene Hildebrand with Engage SA. For a comprehensive listing of Christian events in San Antonio each week, check out the Engage Christian Calendar. The calendar is distributed via email each week to about 700 subscribers, absolutely free of charge, as a ministry to the San Antonio Christian community. To subscribe, go to Engage SA on Facebook and click the button for email list. Or you can find the calendar posted on Engage SA as well as 17 other group sites. I'm Gene Hildebrand. Engage.
Hi, San Antonio. Need a barber? Visit our good friend Rico Rodriguez, the owner of Rockefeller's Barbershop in San Antonio, Texas, 1733 Babcock Road, and book your appointment today by calling 210-782-5188.